What's going on, you guys? So, I'm getting a lot of communication, emails, and just chit chat about you know women per se over 50, either wanting to start studying for CPC because they can work at home, or women, just over 50, just wanting to start their own, business or XYZ. I think that's fine. Me, you guys know I've been doing this for a while and a couple of other things, but when you get over 50, almost 55, you're not as keen as the 25 and the 30-year-old, because there are things that, I'm not saying everybody, but there are times when I'm kind of forget things and I need to write down stuff. Sometimes I write down everything. You guys know I tell you that, anyway. And sometimes when you think of something in that time of your life, you kind of procrastinate. Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? XYZ. Yeah, you should. um my nephew told me one day, he says, Auntie, if you want to do something, just do it. That's what your dream is, just do it. And I was so surprised, at my nephew. He was indicating that, because I was helping him do some things too. I had the computer on down here, I'm turning it off. So of course, I mean, your life's work. Somebody said to me, you got your hustle on, something like that. And he didn't mean anything by it, but I said, this is my life's work. This is not my hustle. This is not my hustle. So, those of you who are starting, your own business and, billing and coding or whatever it is that you want to do, just continue on doing it. You may have to do a little, do some sacrifices. I mean, but you have to have people, support you and, and what you're doing. Eventually, you're going to get there. Eventually, you're going to get there. I got, a couple of emails, and, what did you do? How did you, decide? What was your first thing that you did? You guys know, my, regional director, he suggested, that I do, you know, a program, that I create a program, that I create an online program. And, um, being a transformation type of leader, coaching type of leader, you've got to know, what your status is. I mean, that's where I stand. That's the type of, leader that I am. I like to make other leaders. I like to coach my students to the best of my ability. I want to give them what was given to me. Um, and you guys that are looking towards doing your own business, just make your plan. Make a plan, as far as what you want to do. You're not going to start out with all these, technical things that's probably necessary. I mean, I saw a couple of videos where, they tell you to do this, they tell you to do that. But, I mean, these people have got, cameras that cost, $5,000. I mean, audio and video and all this other kind of stuff, thousands of dollars. That's not what I start with. I start with whatever I had. When I started to do the YouTube channel, I just was like, one morning, during COVID, I think I started a YouTube channel. My grandson was doing one, and he says, Grandma, do it like this, XYZ, I'll show you so and so. So that's how I started doing the YouTube channel. And once you start getting savvy in, your work and what you're doing, especially if you guys, who are starting a business over 50, and, you are already in the billing and coding field, you're doing what you love to do already. So everything should come, kind of second nature to you. That's how I feel about it. When I'm talking about, billing, coding, revenue cycle management, or, teaching, advising, mentoring, motivating, that's what I do. So when people say, you want to find your niche, in the beginning, I'm like, I don't know what my niche is. I don't know what the niche is. I don't even know if I have a niche, But, my thing is to, teach people what you know. Give them what you have. In your category, a person who is 50, 60 or whatever, and you just want to kind of start, I would just do it. Take what you know, put it in a nutshell, and put it out there. Take what you know, put it in a nutshell, and put it out there. Yeah, you're gonna need, your LLCs and your title of your company. Especially when you're teaching. You know, the only reason why that I think I know a lot about what I need accreditations, just that the syllabus, the XYZ. I know what these people are going to ask me for, especially when I start, applying for different things when teachers can get certain discounts. They ask me for everything in the book. They ask me for everything in the book. Your book list, what you're teaching, how many hours do you teach, what is this course about? What are your objectives? Let me see your rubric. Let me see your crossover. You hear these things that I'm talking about when you decide to teach as a teacher and in business. These are the things that they are going to ask for. If you have an online program and you all of a sudden you want to be accredited, you want to start taking financial aid, they're going to ask you for all these things. If you have a physical place where you're going to do school at, there's a whole different type of accreditation for that. They're going around and looking at XYZ, and you have to have what they're looking for. So in a teaching business, you have to know what you need, because if you don't know, how to conduct that business with the tools that you have, you're going to have to start researching. What did they do for this? What did they do for that? To me, for you guys who never did teaching before, this is something you want to do. You don't know how strong COVID is going to come back. You don't know how strong XYZ. I mean, I've seen the COVID coming back. I'm telling you, I've seen people, people are still in that COVID stage. People are in that COVID stage, and the masks, are coming back. I see many people wearing their masks, XYZ. Shoot, I'm gonna start wearing my mask. But as a business owner, you just have to put yourself out there. I mean, there are times, I go to the mall. I'll find me a spot to sit at the mall. I recruit in the mall. I recruit wherever I think I can benefit. I even recruit where I don't see anybody. Sometimes when you're out there and you have your own business, and it's just like a school. I mean, you want to recruit students the same way. You just have to put yourself out there, and make sure that your curriculum has everything in it that is taught in a regular school, that is taught in a school that has billing and coding. I mean, I've seen multiple schools that they just cut out the billing and coding program. And I'm like, well, why is that? Then I see other schools that have the program for $30,000, $16,000, $20,000. You guys know I always put that thing out there where the school in North Carolina, they want $26,000. That was years ago. I'm pretty sure it's 30 now. That is crazy. To be a coder, you have a course that says billing and coding. Okay, are they supporting you to be certified? I don't think any of the students should graduate unless they have their certification. That was the retrospect years ago when I started teaching billing and coding. I'm saying to them, why aren't you guys supporting these students to get their certification? And why are they having to pay for the enrollment of AAPC, or even at any rate? I literally put that into my program for my students. And my director, he was absolutely amazing, and he advocated, and we got it in there. But it was so late to get it in there. I mean, the students, I had to literally teach them outside of school to get them ready for their CPC. So, it's hard. I mean, it's going to be work. I mean, you all know CPC is no joke, I mean, that test, back in the day was 150 questions. They've knocked it down to 100, but, you have to have know-how. You have to know what you're looking for. And that's why, medical terminology is a plus. So those of you who are trying to start that business, you yourself have to be savvy with it. You have to be savvy with it. And you have to love what you do, I mean, we do a multitude of different things. Some of you guys are managers. Some of you guys are directors. Some of you guys have AAPC credentials across the board. You still have to have a passion for what you do. and it all it's gonna come natural. I have somebody that I'm looking for who did ask me about the business a while ago. I don't see her on YouTube anymore. And if you're doing, the YouTube to me is for the people. The YouTube is for the people. Anybody who wants to learn something from my course, I always put my website out there. You guys can check the website below. And don't forget to subscribe. I did see some of my videos, for a couple of months. But I'm back, and I can go ahead and put the videos out there. I mean, I got so many emails about me not being on YouTube, but you guys know I hate to bring it up, but I had a passing of my mother King, and I had to stop for a minute, but I try to get back in it, and work and do the class at the same time. So that's hard to do. You're doing your regular job, and I'm also teaching my regular students, and I'm trying to get out here on YouTube to get you guys going. But I see other people's channels, and you guys are doing it. I mean, these girls are doing it. I really see what they're doing, and I'm telling you, I applaud them for what they do. And the questions that people are asking, is amazing. And it's just astonishing to see, wow, because you couldn't tell me in a million years that people even, think about looking on YouTube for billing and coding or, stuff like that. But, they're out there. And, I listen to the people who say, you need to get this, get that, get this, dedicate YouTube at 100%. You can't do that. In my case, because I work and I do the school, so and the business, so it's kind of flip-flop. You can't really do that. But those of you who are trying to go 100% on the YouTube channel, I think you should. I think you should. And those of you who are trying to start that business, go ahead, start it on YouTube. I mean, I watched a girl the other day, and she said, that's the best place to start if you're trying to start your business in the beginning. You just have to have that motivation just to keep on doing it. In this type of business, yeah, you have to know what you're doing. I mean, I'm not gonna say I just woke up and I was like, expert or whatever at billing and coding, because I don't see that. I do see that studying, schooling, education, retaining, knowing what you're looking for can help you, in creating a program that people will like, that people can succumb to. And you guys know, even my students out there, I ask you, well, what are you having a problem of? Or, is it, what's confusing? Or, I don't know, Miss Lisa, sometimes I'm lost. Sometimes, okay, let me fix this where she's not lost. So let's do, one-on-ones. And, again, if you are, you're starting that business, I would definitely do the one-on-ones, with your students, definitely. But again, to create the program, it's a lot. It took me years to get this program how I wanted it. I mean, you're gonna do things and they're not gonna be right. You're going to make full programs and do them all over. You're going to lose data. You're going to, I went through something like that a couple of months ago. My Mac went done, but I keep, Mac, I have HP, I have iPads, I have phones, I have several, things that I can use as backup. And, luckily I back up everything. And, I have the iCloud, I have the Microsoft cloud. For some reason, the cloud didn't take my stuff from the Mac. I can find it, but I have everything else backed up. But you're going to go through all those things when you are making your own business, especially us. I mean, I'll be 55 next year. 54 is my turning point. So, people ask me that, what are you going to do there? I'm already there. 54, 55. I better be a top notch at 55. So, when you guys do get older, we tend to not procrastinate more, but we tend to still procrastinate. And we have to break out of that. Just like you guys know, I'm doing the weight loss thing. I mean, I procrastinated for a long time. I told you guys I put on 100 pounds in 23 years. It's coming off slowly. I weighed myself today. I'm another 5 pounds down. But, again, I'm still contemplating on the bariatric. I don't think I have time to do the bariatric surgery because my schedule is not permitting it. I don't know. And then the recovery time, they telling me about, let you go, one day, and it might be 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Listen, can I go back to work the day after? That's all I'm concerned about. If I have this surgery today, am I okay to work tomorrow? That's my concern. Again, at our age, those are things that we think about. And I'm telling you right now, ladies, don't think because we're over 50 that, we got to slow down. No, you can keep on going. Keep going. Keep your maintenance. Keep on going. I go on YouTube and I see so many videos. And a lot of the videos are the younger generation making the videos. I might see two women that are like my age, presumably, but I don't see a lot of women that are my age making certain videos, for, I don't know, my age group or XYZ, but, in a case like that, you just have to be like, is there anybody out there my age? Even if I see videos on, the VSG, the bariatric show. I mean, these girls are like 32 years old, 25 years old. Let me see somebody 50 something. Let me see somebody 60. When I see something with somebody, older, she's 85 years old lifting weights, or she's 75 years old exercising. No, give me between the 50 and the 60, and let me see what she's doing. So, I'm trying to find stuff like that on YouTube for, like my age group and, what they're doing. I see a lot of kids. I see a lot of, listen, we can do it too. We can do it too. You can go to YouTube and find what you need to find, get ideas, from YouTube. When you're doing that business, just take everything and put it into one. I seen somebody and they were like, it's an all day thing. All day you got to focus. You got to do this. You do. I mean, it's just like having your own business as well. But you want to incorporate that. I try to incorporate the YouTube because I think it's great to incorporate the YouTube into your business. I don't know how many students I would be able to take on referring to YouTube, but the way that I have my program, it's courses. So if you guys choose to do the courses, toss it up how you want to do it. I have two different programs. I have a 20-week and a 40-week. I have a program for in-house. I have a program for online. I'm tweaking a program for the YouTube students. These are for students that's all over. So I can't monitor everybody, but the courses and the way that I have the program is self-taught. They teach themselves. I teach my students to teach themselves. That's what my program is about. They teach themselves. So when you are developing your program, figure out what type of program you want. If you're going to do the school. Eventually, once I'm getting to Georgia. Every year I'm going to Georgia. But once I actually get there, I'm going to be looking for a small building. Not a building, but probably a front for the school. I want to do something like Panera or, something like that where they have computer access and then where they have, the books are there, the CPT books, the coding books, everything is there. And, I keep in touch with AAPC, especially when stuff changes or, XYZ like that. But I want to stay independent. I want to stay independent. I have people that are asking me about my program. They want to so-and-so with my program. I'm going to be independent. If you want to donate, you can donate. And anybody can donate to the program. But, it's going to take a long time for you to get a program that you want. Because it's so many different things in building a school that you still have to have, whether it's, like I told you, from the syllabus, all the way to what type of books you want. And I mean, you have to, there's a lot of typing to do. There's a lot of auditing to do. Your title, figure out what the title of your business is going to be. My business used to be Diamond Medical Billing. I changed from Diamond Medical Billing because that's, I don't know, somebody's name my daughter knew, so XYZ. I changed it. So I came up with Sapphire Physician Coding. I love Sapphire Physician Coding. The Black Phoenix is the mascot for Sapphire Physician Coding. They think it's a diamond, but it's not the diamond. It's not the sapphire. It's the Black Phoenix. So the Phoenix is just that's just my little mascot thing. I love that picture. Now you do have to have somebody make you a logo. My son created the logo behind me. My son also created the Black Phoenix Teamers logo. My son went to college for graphics and art, and that's what he does now. So, I'm so proud of my son. He's watching the video. I know, Dimitri. Ma. So I'm not gonna brag on my son, but I am so proud of my son. My son. You guys look at him; he looks just like me. But I'm so proud of my son and my daughter too. My daughter's in New York. I'm proud of her too. Um, but again, those of you who want to do the business, it takes a lot. And I'm like, I aggravated my son, every day almost to make sure he got this thing right. He gave me a sketch and then I tweaked it how I wanted it, and he did it how I wanted it. I sent him whatever I wanted, and he made the diamond the way I wanted it. So that's something else that you have to get independent. I mean, if you guys want to do the DBA is for your town that you live in. The LLC would be for your state. If you move to another state, you have to get another LLC. And the LLC, I would do it yourself. I mean, go on, figure out how to do it. I'm not going to pay somebody $500. I can do it myself. I did my own LLC. So, I think you can do your own LLC. I don't think you need to pay $500 or $600 for that. Just do your research. And same thing when you're making your course or you're making your program or you're making, your institution or however you're building your program. Do the research on what you need. I mean, if you're going to do billing, then just research the billing. Research the billing and what they need. I was fortunate enough to not only work at a college and teach medical billing and coding and be the director of the school. I was fortunate and also went to school for medical billing and coding, and and pretty much performed it throughout my life. So I've already had hands-on with this thing that I'm doing. With this thing that I have my master's in accounting. I have a master's in healthcare management. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. I have the associates in billing and coding. So, my level of expertise comes from the education, CPC. So it's hard, it's hard, and those of you, I spoke to a lady the other day. She said she's been doing it for 20 years, and she doesn't have the CPC. I don't know how old she was, but you're never too old to get your CPC. When I was in there, I saw somebody, she's about 60 something, and she was getting it. Do you hear me? We might be slower than the younger, and we might have to do double time, but you still have your memory function. So I don't see why anybody can't take that exam. The question was, am I too old to do it? I mean, nobody shouldn't think that they're too old to do anything. I don't think so. I think that is such an understatement. If you're too old to do something, you're still walking and talking. You can do anything you want to do. When you guys are, when you're creating, the business, I don't care if you have a little corner. I mean, I hear Tyler Perry's story all the time. You guys know I love Tyler Perry. I love Denzel. I love Oprah. Everybody. I know everybody. When I put my glasses on, everybody goes, "You look just like Oprah Winfrey." Oh gosh. Okay. I don't want to hit Oprah Winfrey thing, but she's one of my idols. I'm telling you, I love Oprah Winfrey. And, that motivation, that she gives, the motivation that Denzel gives, that's what we need. I used to listen to all that motivation in the morning. I still do. Sometimes I listen to that motivation type of thing in the morning. And, you just can't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Even if you guys are looking for work, or even if you guys are changing jobs, sometimes when you get to my age, you guys know we're going through that menopause thing, and it's like, you don't know which way you're going. Don't drive yourself crazy. Just, take your time and do what you have to do. Write it down. I write everything down. And, even, my billers and my coders, for work, I treat them the same way I treat the students. I teach them the same way that I was taught. I make them research anything they need. If you don't understand something, you better go to search engine. You better get some type of understanding what you're not clear on. Just the same thing I tell my students. When you come across a word or you come across something that somebody say to you or something that you read and you don't understand, put it in the search engine. Then you can decipher it. You know, when you guys are creating your business, you know, and a lot of business talk you don't know about taxation, about, you know, corporate business, partnership, sole proprietary, all those type of things, you know, you still have to know, especially taxation. You still have to know, you know, what you're going to, you know, be taxed for, you know, what should I, you know, put, you know, in my ledger, you know, in a ledger. And, you know, I have a ledger with every single thing I buy for my business. I put in that ledger. When I pay my phone bill for the business, I put it in that ledger. Okay. So, you know, again, you know, just take heed to some of the things that you need. You could even teach about what worked for you. Teach about what worked for you. Create your program about what worked for you. I'm not talking about, you know, blowing up your YouTube channel, getting 10,000 subscribers, but that wouldn't hurt. You guys subscribe to my channel. You are building a business, and your business is right now outside of YouTube. So you could use YouTube as an addition to your business to get you started, because you can look at a lot of people's, you know, channels to definitely help you. Because, you know, I will look at somebody's channel and go, you know what, I need to do that. I might need to do that right there. Let me ask my girls about this. You know, and my guys. I think I have two gentlemen, but you know, just get it going. Just get it going. Same thing that you did, you know, when you was in high school, and you started writing down everything. I mean, nobody's born, you know, perfect. Nobody's born, you know, this marastic type of leader. I mean, you have to, you know, you have to train yourself. You have to learn to do those things, you know. So, you know, just make yourself into a self-starter. Make yourself into a self-starter, because that's how you're going to make it. And, you know, again, you know, don't be afraid to go out there and market. Don't be afraid to tell people about your business. You know, I have magnets on my car, you know, on my truck. I have one on one side. I have one on the other side. And I did put a medical billing and coding strip there, because a lot of people didn't even know what Sapphire Physician Coding was. That's why you have to be precarious about your title. I made my title transparent, and I didn't want to gear it to B2B revenue cycle management company. And I didn't want it to be medical billing company. Okay, when we did create this business, I wanted it to be transparent as far as coding. So that's why it is Sapphire Physician Coding. I didn't want to say Sapphire Physician Coding Revenue Cycle Management Company, Sapphire Physician Coding Billing Company, Sapphire Physician Coding Teaching Company, Sapphire Physician Coding Training. It took me a long time in the bathtub to figure that out. And every time I would figure something out, I have to be in a bathtub. I know it's crazy. When I get in the bathtub and the water's just hot and the bubbles are just going, I'm just thinking. That's my think spot. That's where I make a lot of decisions when I get in the bathtub. I'm just in the zone when I'm in the bathtub. And you might find that too. I don't know if you call it a niche or whatever, but that's where I make a lot of my decisions at. And it took so long, so many days to decide how I wanted to do the name. And that might be something for you. But the name that you make your company, that's what you have to flow with. I teach physician coding. Okay? I do revenue cycle and physician coding. Okay? Period. Okay? That doesn't mean I don't do hospital. Hospital falls underneath all of that. No physicians, no hospital. So just remember, what you name your business, make sure your integrity relates to your business. So I can't think of the lady's business that I spoke to the other day. She's on YouTube, but again, I haven't seen her in a few months, you know, posting. But, you know, I'll try to reach out to her. If you're there, if you're watching this video, send me a message so we can, you know, we can do the chit chat. But again, you guys know I always have my glasses on, but right now I don't have my glasses on. And I try to keep these videos short, and me looking at the time is done. So you guys know I can barely see without them when I'm looking at, you know, stuff. So You guys want to know anything else about, trying to start that business and what did you do and XYZ, send me an email, lisa.lambert@sapphirecoding.com, physicians@sapphirecoding.com. And again, us over 50, it's going to take some time for you to do it, but don't say it's too late. Don't say it's not too late for you. It's not even too late for you to create a YouTube channel. I think I was 50 when I created my YouTube channel. I might have been 51. I don't know how old I was. I know it was during COVID. But I was even thinking about whether I was too old to do a YouTube channel or I was too old. I really didn't think of that. I thought about getting my brand out there. So that's what you're going to think about. Get your brand out there. I have my brand everywhere. I have people who work for me that they do not play. They market everywhere. I have people who are mailing. I have 500, postcards going out once a month. Boom, boom, boom. Get them out. You make an Excel spreadsheet of every hospital in your state. Every hospital in your state. Every hospital that ain't in your state. I think I've got Dallas, Georgia, Virginia, Baltimore, Delaware. Everybody coming up from the south to the north. And you want to keep that spreadsheet. So I throw that in as part of, your business. You want to get your name out there, get your business out there. Now, I don't know if you want to just do teaching, period, or if you're going in revenue cycle management, because I do both. I do revenue cycle management, and I also do the teaching. So when I say revenue cycle management, I do the B2B, okay, and I also do the B2C, okay. So that also comes with consulting providers who have their own business and providers who are struggling. I come across providers all the time. I don't even be looking for them because I don't really look for them. I look for hospitals. I work for hospitals. When I'm looking for physicians and hospitals, I'm looking for a revenue cycle director. I'm looking for operations. You know what I'm saying? That's where they need me at to get that together. It's a multitude of things that you can do in medical billing and coding. Just don't give up. Whether you're 50 or 60, I don't care how old you are. If you still can retain memory, you can do your business. You can do your business. So, just let me know. I can follow up this. I'll probably follow up this with another video. I did put a video out a while ago in regards to business, but we can talk about that, later. Probably next week I'll put one out. That was a cue that I got that my battery is low. I didn't even look at it, but the battery's low. So we're gonna cut this, and I hope that didn't come over the video, because I'm so sick and tired of making videos that are like crappy. You think my son would say, "Ma, fix the video." Sometimes he do. He don't even look at him no more, I guess. But I'm going to shut this down. And again, those of you who are over 50, 60, and you want to start your own business, just do it. Do it. A lot of stuff that I told you, I have tons more stuff to tell you. You want to know, give me an email and we'll talk about it. Did you guys say this is the easiest way for you guys to get information from YouTube, and you guys can just click? That's why I went ahead and put it on YouTube. Okay. So I'm going to sign off, and you guys come see me again. Make sure that you subscribe. www.sapphirephysiciancoding.org or www.sapphirecoding.com. Let me know. Take a look at that website. Those of you who are starting that new website, you need a website. I have two for different types of reasons, but one is good enough. So get that website started. Okay. Choose whichever third party you want to. Okay. I can't even think of the word, but I don't put people's information out there, but you can find whichever website that you want. Okay, so I'm signing off. I'll see you guys again. Start that business now. Okay, start that business now. Start it now. You don't know when you're gonna have to work at home. Remember, I can work in house or I can work at home. Okay, start it now.